Hi everyone, this is the baby queen, formerly known as Jolene Cuisine. Some of you might be asking yourself, what do you mean, formerly known as Jolene Cuisine? And I promise I will get to that in just a second, but before I get there, I just wanted to explain what this video is before I dive into the reintroduction of who I am and the explanation of my new drag name. In this video, I was supposed to film an episode of Therapy as a Drag, but scheduling didn't end up working out. But I still did my makeup anyway with my fiancée, and we kind of went about this makeup look trying to find something that matches the persona that I want to embody while I am in drag under my new name. So you see from start to finish, there is one section that got cut out because my GoPro overheated, and those two steps were just contour and blush. Everything else is in here. So I hope the video is entertaining. There's some funny moments where Paige, my fiance, is trying to explain something to me and I just have no idea, so I have to have her show me. And for the eye makeup part of things, Paige did half of my face and I did the other. So I hope that it is entertaining to watch, and I will get into the nitty-gritty right now. So I've been performing under the persona and drag person type thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to say that I'm a drag queen because I don't think I've earned the right to do so yet. I'm someone who does drag right now. I've been performing as Jolene Cuisine for about 5 years at this point, and I have recorded several episodes of Therapy as a Drag under the name and persona Jolene Cuisine. But since I started filming and editing videos for Therapy as a Drag, I have been putting a lot of thought into my drag. And I think a big part of that is that I was watching myself back while I was editing the videos, and hearing someone call me Jolene or referring to myself as Jolene just didn't feel right. So I decided that I was going to think a little bit more about my drag and how I want to present myself. And initially, I really wanted to just focus on the production of the interviews that I've been conducting, but hearing Jolene just didn't seem right. So I came to the conclusion that it didn't really represent the person that I wanted to be while I was in drag. I think that Jolene did have a place in my life when I first started doing drag because it combined a lot of things that were applicable to my life. Jolene is the name of a Dolly Parton song, and my fiance loves Dolly Parton, and Cuisine represented who I was when the name came to fruition because I was cooking a lot. I had just come out of culinary school, and the idea of Jolene Cuisine was really appealing because it sounds like the frozen or heat up meal brand Lean Cuisine. But I haven't really touched drag as consistently as I have been in the past couple of weeks since that point, and it just didn't feel right. I know I've said that a couple times, but it just didn't feel right. So after filming and editing the first 2 episodes, I just kept thinking about new drag names that I felt might better represent the performer that I want to be. And I landed on 2 different names outside of Jolene Cuisine. The first one was Antipsychotic. Anti being spelled like your aunt, your parents' sibling aunt. And I thought that it was really creative. I mean, it is really creative, but I don't really think of myself both out of drag and in drag as being someone's elder. I don't think that I have like the role model characteristics that someone who is including aunt or auntie in their name uh, implies. So I went back to the drawing board there, and the second name that I came up with was Sara Quill, and that's kind of the embodiment of my life in drag is Sara Quill. And for those of you who don't know, it probably sounds crazy saying that this drag name is the embodiment of what I want to be and what's in my life. But Sara Quill is an antipsychotic known for treating schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, and major depressive disorder. And it goes by the generic name of quetiapine, just in case you were wondering. And the reason why this name stood out to me and the reason why I landed on this name was, one, I had people vote on it. I had my coworkers vote. I had people on TikTok vote, and I had people on Instagram vote. And Sara Quill ended up beating out the other two names. But the reason why it has so much meaning to me is that I was diagnosed with bipolar II disorder when I was 21 years old, and I'm almost 26 now. So for almost 5 years, I've been living with bipolar II disorder. And it's not something that I keep a secret, and it's not something that I'm ashamed of at this point in my life, but the initial diagnosis and the process of finding the right medications was very long and very arduous, and it's not something that I talk about very publicly. I do let a lot of people in my life know. I self-disclose that I have bipolar II disorder, but I don't really get into the nitty-gritty. I don't get into the details, but I think a part of this channel that makes it so personal and so intimate and so influential and advocacy based is that I have people come on to the show and I interview them and I ask them to share very intimate details about their life talking about therapy. And I think that it's only fair and I think it's appropriate that I give you guys a little bit of that from myself as the host and the creator of this channel. So I have been living with bipolar II disorder for almost 5 years now, and for just about as long as I had that diagnosis, I've been on Seroquel, which is the antipsychotic. I've been on a couple other medications as well, but Seroquel was the first one that I was prescribed, and it's the one that I've taken the most consistently over the past 5 years. So coming up with the name Seroquel was kind of an eye-opening moment for me because it immediately felt right. It immediately felt like I had found the person or the drag queen, the drag performer that represented who I am and represented what I want to bring to the table while I am performing in drag. So it's weird, I know, but I think something that I've learned from watching other drag queens and rewatching RuPaul's Drag Race is that drag is a lifestyle to so many people, and I think that the blending of people's life outside of drag and their life in drag is a very important part about being true to yourself and to others while you are performing in drag. So that's my main reasoning. But to get into a little bit more detail and share with you my experiences with bipolar II disorder, as well as my experience with medication, the first couple of months after my initial diagnosis was really rough. I won't lie to you. When you are told that you are bipolar, and that you're told that you need to be on antipsychotics probably for the rest of your life, it's a tough pill to swallow, no pun intended, but it's hard. I remember that I didn't want to believe it. I didn't think that what I was experiencing was best represented, and I didn't think that my symptoms were best explained by bipolar II disorder, but in hindsight, 100% correct. I was just being a little delusional, a little grandiose, which is definitely part of the symptomology of bipolar II disorder. So it was hard. And it took me a long time to find the right dosage working with my psychiatrist for the antipsychotics that I was put on and that I have been on. But I came to realize that finding that right dosage was the difference between me being completely miserable in a hypomanic episode or a depressive episode and me having some sort of stability. So Sara Quill is the medication that I've been taking the longest, and I do credit it for giving me the opportunity to take my life back and to work on myself without having to, juggle this hypomanic craziness or this debilitating depression. So Sara Quill allowed me to get into therapy and have meaningful conversations and address the aspects of my life that medicine and prescriptions couldn't. And that's why Sara Quill is so important, is that I think that Sara Quill, it sounds cliche, but I think Sara Quill is the reason why I'm at the point where I'm at right now. I mean, I wouldn't be able to be sharing this content or even creating this content if I wasn't on Sara Quill. And it seems a little defeatist for me to say that, but it's true. I think that I've found that balance and the stability thanks to Sara Quill and a few other medications. But it sounds crazy. I know, but I hope that I explained myself well, and that you guys understand where this change is coming from. So I'd like to thank everyone for showing so much love during this name and persona change. I'm really excited to continue working on interviewing friends and family members about their experiences in therapy. And I am in the process of getting some more videos filmed where I talk about my experience as a psychology undergrad, applying to graduate school, and I'm thinking about doing a couple videos where I do my makeup and talk about my experiences with sobriety, get into a little more detail about my experience with bipolar disorder, and also my experiences being diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. So if you're interested in learning any more about those topics, please let me know. If there's anything that you want to see or hear from me in particular, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to hear your ideas for videos. And as we come to a close here, I just want to say that this is my new look. What do you guys think?